The city owes all of you an enormous debt of gratitude for what you did last year, and they are not showing it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the lawsuit and where we want to go from here, but I do have a few people that I'd like you to hear from. I'm going to let you hear from a few of the plaintiffs to talk about why they're participating in this lawsuit and how they feel about it. And just now, I'm going to turn the microphone over to our state senator, Keith Perry.
Good afternoon. And first, thank you for putting this on, and thank you for showing up and doing this. You know, we all got jobs, we all got other things to do, but for you to come out here and show the support for this is important. So I want to talk about the vaccine mandate, but real quickly, I'm going to talk before that about mask and the mask mandate that's been done. I've done some research on this. I get a lot of questions on it. Do you know that the COVID virus is 2,000 times smaller than the opening in a cloth mask? 2,000 times smaller. There's just a study that came out that said the COVID vaccine a surgical mask or a cloth prevents about 90%, or does not prevent 90% of the virus from coming through. So only protects you about 10%. It's like, we got to protect ourselves from mosquitoes. So I'm going to put up a cattle fence, I guess, or something. But if you think about, not only are the studies showing that it's not effective, but if you think about what we're doing with kids. I was in a classroom the other day. One of my priorities has been in music and elementary education. I visited a classroom of first graders and seeing them stuck on the floors with their mask on, watching them communicate with the teacher, watching them try to understand what was going on and watch facial expressions. It was saddening to me to see that. And I think what we're doing, and we don't know the results of this, but what we're doing is we're telling every little kid, we're instilling fear in their lives. And guess what? Your classmate, your friend, your best friend, this person over here is carrying a disease that we all have to watch out for. So we're training them in fear. We're also not allowing them to have the regular social interaction that we would expect as a kids. There were some parents that came to me a few months ago. Their kids had worn a mask for one day. They took those, they collected the masks, they sent them off to a laboratory, and they came back with a variety of bacteria and other issues in their masks after one day. If you look at the World Health Organization or the CDC, if you look at their guidelines on mask wearing, it's going to tell you that you wash your hands, you take a mask out, you put it around, when you're finished with it, you take it off, you dispose of it, you wash your hands, you get a new one. You never touch the face of that mask. And we have children who are getting their fingers dirty, touching that mask all day long, and then somehow we're going to say, oh yeah, we're doing the right thing, and we're going to protect our children, we're going to protect them. We also, I think that the county, the school board is in violation not only of the government executive order, but also we passed a bill last year, it's the Parental Bill of Rights, House Bill 241. It says it prohibits the state from infringing on the rights of parents to direct the upbringing, education, health care, and mental health of his or her minor child. That's a pretty clear bill, and it's stated pretty clearly that parents have the right to direct their health of their children. If you look at what the county on their mask mandate did, if you look at the city, and you can read the transcripts of the meeting they just held, you're going to find that the mayor and the city manager and how they're enforcing it, they're really careful this time not to use it 311 what they did last time, which is what they want you to do is turn in your friends. You know, we can read about that in other countries where you turn your friends into the government, but that's what they were asking. They were really careful not to use that language on this one. But what they did say, read the transcripts, it's not up to codes enforcement to enforce, it's up to law enforcement. They want the GPD to go out to businesses, walk around, and arrest people for not wearing a mask. That's what our city government's come to. In California, you know, if you read the article, they just had a charter school, 2 siblings showed up without their mask. You know what they did? They called the SWAT team. The SWAT team, for 2 children without masks, they locked down the whole school until they could get the kids out of there. So with that, I want to talk about the vaccine.